They do have talent. It shouldn't be what it is. That Norris, is he hurt? Like,
yeah, he's hurt. He's missed 6 games. And to me, I think what they need to do with Josh Norris is get him to the end of the season, let him have a good summer, let him understand that he's not in Ottawa anymore, let him embrace the city of Buffalo and be a hell of a player, because he's a really good player and that organization needs him if they're going to try and turn the corner. Jack Quinn's a good young player that's still learning. And Lindy's old school, and he sat him out, and he's doing, like, they've got some players there. And I think that Zach Benson is nice. I think that they've got some guys that are decent players. I like their D. Like,
what
I think
about Power? Like, you need more from him, don't you?
You do, but like, keep in mind, Rhett, and this is a Randy Carlisle, having lived in Toronto. I'll never forget what he said, and I agree with him. He said, you judge a defenseman because their development is a little bit slower than a forward, and they're a little faster than a goaltender. But he said, a defenseman, you can tell what they are after 300 games in the league. So that's, 3 full seasons, but maybe into their 4th season. I look at this Power. He's 6'5". He looks like he's 163 pounds. Like, he's very light. But I think he's going to be a player. But it might be when he's 23, 24 that he grows into his body.
Hedman's like that.
What's that?
Hedman was like that.
Yes. So you've got to, like, I think the play, I mean, Dahlin, it took him a while to settle in the league, and I think he's a hell of a defenseman. And I think he's a bit of a dirty bastard too.
Oh, yeah.
I say that respectfully. I love it. Because he's always, it's punch in the face, cross-check in the ribs and that. He's not a fighter. Like, he knows when to do that when there's numbers in front of them and stuff. Like, I actually respect it a lot. You want him on your team, right? But their D, that Samuelson, they signed to a long-term deal. I think he's he's a stay-at-home guy who's a stabilizer to Dahlin. I think Power, you look at it, Bowen Byram is a guy who I think has more upside. He's a good skater. He can handle the puck, but he's had concussion issues. So they do have some pieces there. But it's the same. It's almost like rinse and repeat. Next year, they've got to have a stretch where they're not 8 points out of the playoffs by November, December type of thing, where you're talking about learning lessons again. They've got to have a good off season. Like, that's
move the franchise if they got to give we're learning still speech. Because
Jerry Pagula was on the road trip with them the other day, and like, I don't know what an owner traveling with a team is going to see than just maybe witnessing it firsthand what the hell's going on here. But I know his name's Terry. I call him Jerry. But anyways, Terry Pagula, he's on the trip. So maybe Kevin Adams is on thin ice. I don't know.
He's got to be. And rightfully so. You can only have so many years where I always say that the Sabres organization went all in on McDavid and didn't get him, and then they turned Eichel into Tuck. That's not a good, but it's too long to be shitty. You've had there's no excuses.
You look around the league. There's teams that have retools on the fly that are ahead of them, and you're saying, okay, why couldn't that be us? Why are we not? So something has to turn. They do have to hit on some of their players. Paterka's a nice player. Like, they've got some guys that are decent players. It's just they got it all put together. And I don't know, Lindy Ruff, for the coach there, I love Lindy. He's a legacy guy. He got a 600th win last night. But, do they need maybe a younger, progressive hard ass? I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is because I'm not behind the scenes. Now, they were missing, I think, 3 players last night. They still found a way to win.
It's not about one game or even one season for the Sabres right now. It's 14 years of misery, and my conspiracy is that Lindy's going to be the next GM, and they'll bring in a different coach, and he was just brought in because Pagula likes him. And
fair enough, but I mean, at some point, you do need to turn the corner because everybody else in the Atlantic has taken that next step.
Yep. But here's and you said it, and I don't, stupid Sabres, I don't even want to talk about it, but they're more talented than you would ever, like, if you actually look at their lineup, but the kids that they have, they should not be where they are.
No, but that's the thing.
It's lack of achievement and playing to your potential that is the problem. It's not. Dylan Cousins shouldn't have had to been traded because they should be in a spot to fight for a playoff. Like the talent level isn't the issue. It's something else.
Yeah, something's weird there. And the other thing too is now we ran a board last night of people that have left Buffalo and had success.
Oh,
and it was Allmark with the Vezina. It was Eichel with the Stanley Cup. Yeah. It's Sam Reinhart with the Stanley Cup. It's Brandon Montour with it. And then we had a little, Dylan Cousins. Is he going to go and have success in Ottawa and find a home? That's the thing is it's Ryan O'Reilly didn't care for what was going on there. And then he goes and finds joy in hockey again. Like, to me, there's something there, but I do like the city. I think there's so many good things there. I just don't know what it is. I'm not interior, so I can't put my finger on it.
It's not the city. It's anyway.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.